2024 is all about celebrating the past in an elegant way. Hi everyone, welcome to this space. In case you're new here, I'm Kariki Clemens. On today's video, I'll be sharing with you 2024 interior design trends. And someone would ask, are they really necessary? Well, if you ask me, it's never that serious. But if you're a person who embraces change and you love switching up your space now and then, this might be for you. Trend number 1. Nature. This year we are going to see a lot of greenery in our spaces, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to bring in plants in your space. This will be achieved through using glass windows, glass structures, like where when you're seated in your space or when you're inside your space, you can be able to see how the outside looks, and that's one way of bringing the greenery in your space. Or rather, you can also achieve this by bringing in natural or organic colors that we find in our environment inside the house. Like for example, you can use the browns that represent the earth. You can also add green decor here and there. You're just bringing in nature in your space. If you're a good plant parent, you can also bring them in your space. For example, in your hallways, this design was mostly seen used in the Western countries during the 70s, and well, the trend is back, and you can also incorporate this in your spaces. Large art, as opposed to where we used to use gallery wall, where you combine a lot of pieces to shoot a gallery wall. Now we are going to replace these with large artworks, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do away with your gallery photos or your gallery basket, like those combinations of things that you have. What you can do to suit now the design that is in trend is that you can use more of that. If you have minimal baskets or a few baskets, you can add them to create a huge gallery wall. Or you have photos, you can also bring them together to have a huge artwork. So it doesn't mean you have to have one piece large of art, but you can combine these pieces to create a huge artwork in a certain area or in your space. Like probably you can create a focal wall in your entryway or in your staircase. Or else you can also bring in the huge piece artwork. 2024 is all about celebrating the past in an elegant way. Architectural arcs or edges. Architectural arcs or edges are on the rise, as we had seen them in 2023, where mostly people are using this on the windows and on decor mirrors. I have seen lots of them in Pinterest, or even in people's houses. You can see that people are really embracing the act or the edged designs. We are going to see more of these architectural edges or arches in construction, where most people are now willing to use the arched windows. They're going to use the arched doors in interior spaces. There is also the use of vaulted arched ceiling, as opposed to we used to have vaulted ceilings with triangular like shapes, and now we'll be having arched ceilings. This design, when incorporated with good geometrical shapes, it can bring out elegant in a space. Expect to see more of architectural arcs and edges in interiors, where you have them on our doors, on our windows, on furniture, and I can see people embracing this so much. Nowadays we have carved TV stands, we have carved tables, we have carved cabinets, and a lot of decor has them, like the mirrors, the lamps, and so on. So it's good to know what's in trend, so that whenever you want to buy something, when you go to the stores, you know what to expect. Rustic textures. In 2024, we are going to see a lot of natural organic materials, where we're going to have vintage items, like things from the past. And when these things are used correctly, they elevate a space, they bring out elegance. I know this might not be for everyone, but if you're a person who loves traditional designs, traditional decor, this will work well with your space. And natural organic materials, these are handmade fabrics and textiles, wood, metal, and so on. I think 2024 trends will have a lot of personalized touches in our spaces, and I love that about this trend. We are going to see a lot of color drenching or monochromatic color schemes. In monochromatic color scheme, this is where we use different shades of a single color and splash it around our spaces. If you choose a dark color and use a monochromatic color scheme, be sure your space will be dark, and vice versa. If you pick a lighter color scheme and you use it in your space, definitely you're going to have a brighter space. I know it's kind of hard to use a monochromatic color scheme, because everything tends to look the same, and that might not be for everyone. But what you can use, you can splash it with another secondary color to complement it, but for a monochromatic color scheme is where you use a single shade. But I'm just saying, for those people who might find it too much for the eye or too much for their spaces, you can add this, you can add another secondary color to complement it. Color, this year we are going to see a lot of browns, you are going to see a lot of burnt orange, and as you all know, browns and the family are rich and timeless colors. They bring elegance and a timeless look into a space. As we all know, browns tend to be warm and they bring an inviting feeling into a space. Like when I was doing my living room, I was going for a kind of a monochromatic color scheme and I chose brown. That's why I tend to see my living room to be dark, and I was thinking I should do something about the space. But having these 2024 trends, I think they have favored my space so much, though I feel like I have outgrown the color, but I think I'll see what to do to the space so that I can spice it up. I'll also be seeing rich blues and greens. In 2024 we are doing away with minimalism, and we are kind of embracing maximalism type of design. If I have not mentioned it, I said I love this design because it will enable us to be creative enough with our spaces, as opposed to previous years where all houses like tended to look the same, where we have grays, whites. I'm not saying they are bad, but it's the trend right now. Like, we are kind of embracing maximalism in an elegant way. I am not saying if you have these colors they are bad. No, do you for you. If you love your space like that, you do you for you. This year we are going to do ourselves. We have had a lot of pressure economically. I don't know from where things are just bombarding our minds, and we have to create a calm and a cool space for us, somewhere where you get in and you feel relaxed, somewhere you can call home. So forget about the trends and do you. Hotel and spa comfort is basically bringing in comfort in your space. These are the things that delights you when you walk into a hotel room. Like, you get a relaxed feeling, you feel comfortable. So we are going to incorporate these things in our spaces. This is where we'll have scents, comfortable beddings, great artworks, and decent colors that brings serenity in our spaces. Materials in construction, you're going to see a lot of stonework being used in our spaces, and by stonework I mean stones like marble, granite, limestone, and we'll see them on our fireplaces, on our kitchen countertops, like for the granite, on rough ceramics, on the backsplash, and probably on our floorings. We are also going to see a lot of mid-tone woods in our spaces. This is where we have, it's not the dark wood and it's not the light woods, somewhere in between. That's why it's called the mid-tone wood. I'll be sure to insert a photo down below so that you can get a clear picture of what I'm talking about. They will be mostly used for the flooring. As we all know, it brings out an airy, a clean and an elegant look in our floorings, like the wood planks. Last but not the least is individuality or personalized spaces. This is because probably whatever you have wanted to do probably doesn't seem not up to the standards or to the trends. I know there are people who don't really care about them, but if you have been caught up in a box and you have really wanted to do something for your space and have always felt like this is not the time, 2024 is your year. You are free to explore anything you want to do. It's your space anyway. You'll bring out your creativity. And I love 2024's trends because if people actually are going to take up the trend, you're going to see a lot of different spaces, things probably we have not seen before. You'll be free to use vintage materials, decor, anything that you feel will suit your space. I'm really happy and excited about 24 trends. You're going to see a lot of new things coming up, and I can't wait for that. And someone who does, where do these trends come from? We do our research, and mostly this information comes from these big architectural companies and interior design firms like Architectural Digest, and there are so many others. So don't condemn me. I said something. It's not on me. I'm not the one who came up with the trends, but they are here and they are here to stay for the year 2024. If you've enjoyed this video, you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share me out to your friends, to anyone who you think might be interested in this kind of content, and I'll be so glad if you do that, and I'll appreciate it. But in the meantime, I really appreciate you people who are here. I really don't take you for granted. I appreciate you so much. You watch my videos, you comment, you share. I sometimes see like some of my videos are shared, and I love that. I always get so happy when I see that. Yeah, thank you so much for supporting me. Happy 2024. May God fulfill all our heart's desires this year. And until the next one, guys, bye.